Hi all, and welcome to this presentation on the art of fine-tuning ADHD medications. I'm Kelly Pickens. I'm a nurse practitioner, and my specialty is managing and diagnosing ADHD in adults. So let's just get into it here. The diabetes of mental health. A lot of people really like to attribute ADHD with the term the diabetes of mental health, because just as there's no one insulin dose for people with diabetes, there is no one medication, dose, route, or timing when it comes to treating ADHD. ADHD medications require a similar level of fine-tuning as insulin. But how do you know if your medications are finely tuned for you? By keeping track. So keeping a medication log is key to managing ADHD. Due to the difficulty that we have with our working memory, we just really aren't a reliable source of our own history and experience. And in order to make good decisions around treatment, we need to have an objective system for documenting our experience with medications. So utilizing a medication log can really just make all the difference. So what are you tracking when you're using a medication log? You're tracking when the medication starts working, when it stops working. Is it even helping? What are the side effects? When should you keep track? You should probably use your tracker about an hour after a dose, 4 hours after a dose, 8 hours after a dose, and 10 hours after a dose. And with regard to side effects, in most cases, side effects are dose and time dependent, meaning as the dose increases, you may note side effects increase. But as time goes on, those side effects should diminish. So here's page 30 in the workbook, and this is the medication effectiveness log. With this log, you're going to be able to keep track of what time your dose was taken, what time it started to work, when you started to notice it wearing off, how it's affected your motivation, task completion, task initiation, focus, and impulsivity. And this is page 31, and this log is really dedicated to side effects. So here you can monitor if your appetite has been reduced, how restlessness you are, your irritability, dry mouth, weepiness, drowsiness, whether or not you can fall asleep or stay asleep, and if it's had an impact on your impulsivity. Again, that could be either a side effect or a target symptom you're working on. So some other things to consider with regard to medications. Did you eat before taking your meds? Experiment maybe with taking it with or without food and see if that has an impact on how it affects you. Also, it can be really smart to avoid taking Vyvanse or Adderall with citrus juices or any foods that are high in vitamin C, because stimulants get pulled out of the bloodstream and into the urine when the urine is more acidic. And this reduces the amount of time the stimulant will work for you. You can prevent this by staying hydrated, so drink lots of water. It's just good for your brain in general. And stimulants can also deplete your body's stores of potassium, iron, vitamin D, zinc, and magnesium. So a good quality daily multivitamin might be appropriate. Also, think about the gut and the liver. Having a healthy microbiome in the gut is important for health in general, but it also can affect drug absorption rates. So if you're someone who struggles with any digestive issues, you might want to consider taking a prebiotic and a probiotic supplement. And if that doesn't help, then you might want to talk to either myself or your primary care doctor about exploring that a little more deeply. Also, if you've had bad luck with multiple drug trials, we may want to do genetic testing for deficiencies in drug metabolism enzymes that you may experience, and that could give us a good roadmap for how to proceed in the future with medications. So dialing in your treatment, the 4 rights. We want to find the right drug, the right route. The stimulants come in all sorts of routes, such as patches, liquids, chewables, capsules, tablets, etc. The right dose, and the right time and timing. And this is definitely a process. It can take time. Sometimes it can take up to a year, really, to find the right medication at the right time, at the right dose, etc. So have patience and keep an open dialogue, and you'll master the art of fine-tuning your ADHD medications.